implements 4 new policies towards boosting food security. Governor Ayade's industrialization agenda receives boost. Begins daily production at Cross River Chicken Processing Factory. Plus, federal government announces plans to upgrade industrial arbitration panel for speedy resolution of disputes. Details and more in just a moment. A very good evening to you and welcome to the news. I am Justina Etam. We begin in Abuja, where the Federal Ministry of Agriculture is set to implement new policies towards boosting the country's food security. The policies, as unveiled by the Minister of Agriculture, Muhammad Abubakar, is aimed towards actualizing food security within 2 years. The policies include National Agricultural Technology and Innovation, which is expected to be effective between 2021 to 2025. Another policy mentioned by the Minister is the National Policy on Agricultural Extension and the Policy Implementation Strategy. The Ministry will as well partner with the Presidential Fertilizer Initiative to ensure adequate domestic production and marketing of NPK at affordable price to farmers.
The ATA was built on the principle that agriculture is a serious business. Actually, eating also is a serious business and should be supported. It focused on making Nigeria's agriculture more productive, efficient, and effective, creating jobs, generating foreign exchange, and reduce food importation, while the APP was designed to address 2 main challenges: the inability to meet domestic food requirements and an inability to export at levels required for market success. Like ATA, the APP also centered on food security, food substitution, job creation, and economic diversification. The upcoming NAPTIP is developed to provide an integrated approach to agricultural development in terms of access and application of improved inputs, linkages between agricultural research and training institutions, input provision for farmers, agricultural mechanization, extension services, provision of rural infrastructure, access to affordable funding, climate change management, and suitable agriculture, nutrition, and finally, security of agricultural land and investment.
And from the Government House, the Cross River State Agro Industrialization agenda is geared towards diversification of the economy, food sufficiency, job creation, and decoupling of the states from overdependence on federal allocation. This tall dream is gradually being actualized with the test run of Cross River State Tunnel Ventilated Climate Control Automated Poultry Closed House located at Odupani. Paul Abel reports that the poultry is to supply the 24,000 birds per day chicken processing factory, also known as Kalachika.
It is a new dawn in Cross River State as the agro-industrialization drive by the Governor Ben Ayade-led administration is bearing fruit, with the chicken processing factory now to commence daily production, while the Cross River Poultry Farm begins evacuation of birds.
Cross River is providing for you fresh chicken. So it's not frozen, it comes to you fresh. From the farm to the factory, from the factory to your kitchen. I am happy that finally this factory is up and running. But the greatest news is that we need close to 2,000 poultry farmers.
The mop-ups we're doing around all the poultry farmers here was not even up to 1,000 a day. So however, that problem has been solved today, which is why we are here today. These birds are from the state poultry farm.
This plant is going to generate a lot of jobs. At least 200 people are going to employ here. And if a processing plant runs, it gives opportunity for the farmers to employ more people.
The capacity of the closed house is 24,000 birds, but starts with 15,000 for the test run, while the matured birds, now 5 weeks old, are transferred to the chicken processing factory where they are processed.
Here we have 2.5, which means we are going to give Cross Riverians better sizes at lower cost, and it's just amazing.
When all the 6 ventilated poultry closed houses are completed, as well as supply from other open poultry farms within and outside the state, it is hoped to meet the capacity of the modern chicken slaughtering factory. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
In order to ensure more efficient and speedy resolution of industrial disputes between employers and employees, the federal government has announced plans to upgrade the Industrial Arbitration Panel, which came into existence 40 years ago, into a permanent commission. In a statement from the Ministry of Labor and Employment, the Minister, Chris Ngige, says the hierarchy of industrial dispute resolution starts from the Ministry of Labor and Employment if those involved decide to report to the ministry. However, a tribunal can be set up if a strike occurs and the ministry cannot resolve the disputes. The National Industrial Court can be involved. The state high courts, federal high courts, the Court of Appeal and Supreme Court are to tackle interpersonal disputes. The federal government has declared Tuesday, October 19, 2021 as public holiday to mark this year's Eid al-Maulud celebration in commemoration of the birth of the Holy Prophet Muhammad. Minister of Interior, Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, who made this declaration on behalf of the federal government, congratulates all Muslim faithful, both at home and in diaspora, for witnessing this year's occasion. He admonished Nigerians to imbibe the spirit of love, patience, and perseverance, which are the virtues of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, adding that doing so would guarantee peace and security in the country. While calling for a stop to all divisive tendencies across the country, the minister urges all Nigerians and youth in particular to embrace the virtues of hard work and peaceful disposition to fellow humans, irrespective of faith, ideology, social class, and ethnicity. We'll now take a quick break and we'll be back shortly with more stories. Please don't go away. Welcome back to the rest of the news. As insecurity heightens, concerned Nigerians are calling for watertight security, especially at borders across the country. The people bared their minds during a vox pop conducted by NTA News crew. Odialenyo has the details.
Most respondents who spoke off camera noted that the challenges of kidnapping, banditry, and other security threats can put the country in jeopardy. Reacting in line with the allegations of porous land borders in the state, the Controller Immigration Service Cross River State Command, Mr. Christopher Bekay, assured the people of Cross River State that the service under his watch will leave no stone unturned to ensure that there is no infiltration of foreigners into the state.
It's the same issue all across our borders in Nigeria. Do you have migrants? Please inform our office. They tell me we don't have anybody, any migrant in this place. We are all brothers, we are all Nigerians. So how do you now go out and fish when the people who should tell you are not ready to avail us with this information?
He acknowledged the challenges of land borders across the country and called on the federal government to expedite action in providing technological equipment to the service for seamless operation across borders.
With just a basic equipment stationed in one place, you can man our borders, you can check those who are crossing, those who are coming in, and you can do your work with technology. Until the federal government does that for us, we still have to make do with what we have for now.
Mr. Bekay expressed appreciation to the Cross River State government for providing office accommodation at Ogoja to be used as second passport office in the state to serve the people from the stress of traveling to Calabar for their passport, as well as decongest the Calabar office.
The passport acquisition equipment, we have the carcass of the building donated by the state government. The ball is now firmly in our court to bring in the equipment to now make the place operational as a passport office to service the northern part of Cross River. For that, I say thank you very much, Your Excellency. May God continue to increase you so that you can perform people-oriented services towards your good people in Cross River State here.
The Nigerian Immigration Service was extracted from the Nigerian police in 1958 and was formally established by Parliamentary Act Cap 171 into the Federation of Nigeria in 1963 and saddled with the responsibility of controlling persons entering or leaving Nigeria, as well as issuance of travel documents and enforcement of laws, regulations, including border surveillance and patrol. In Calabar, Ode Alenyo, NTA News.
The Nigerian Union of Journalists has called on security agencies to accelerate their search for a missing journalist, Mr. Todue Salem, in Abuja. In a statement signed by NUJ Chairman Emmanuel Ogbeche as Secretary Ochiaka Ugu, the Abuja chapter of NUJ charged the police and DSS to unravel the mystery surrounding the whereabouts of Mr. Salem, who is a journalist with Vanguard newspaper and works as the newspaper House of Representatives correspondent. He was last seen on Wednesday, the 13th of October 2021. The NUJ also urged fellow journalists to remain hopeful, prayerful, and offer any lead that could prove useful in resolving the issue. And on a sad note, former U.S. Secretary of State Colin Powell, aged 84, has died of COVID-19 complications, according to a statement released by his family. Powell was a former top military officer who rose to become the first African-American Secretary of State in 2001 under Republican George W. Bush. He is described as a remarkable and loving husband, father, grandfather, and a great American. A statement on BBC News said that he had been fully vaccinated against COVID-19 before his demise. George Bush was among the first to pay tribute to Powell, who he described as a family man and a friend who was such a favorite of presidents that he earned the Presidential Medal of Freedom twice. Mr. Powell, a moderate Republican who broke with his party to endorse Barack Obama in 2008, became a trusted military advisor to a number of leading U.S. politicians. He also saw service and was wounded in Vietnam, an experience that later helped define his own military and political strategy. And back here in Nigeria, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control says at least 33 more persons have died from COVID-19. An update from the health agency shows that 125 new cases of the virus have been recorded across the country within 24 hours as at Sunday, the 17th of October 2021. The new cases were reported from 10 states as the Federal Capital Territory topped the list with 45 fresh infections. Other states are Kaduna, which recorded 34 cases, Rivers 11, Lagos 10, Osun 10, Oyo 9, Jigawa 2, Edo 2, Kano 2, while Plateau recorded 1 case. Till date, Nigeria has recorded 209,298 cases of the virus and 2,837 deaths. And with our reports, we've come to the end of the news, and now a reminder of the top stories. The federal government has rolled out 4 new policies aimed at boosting food security. Governor Ben Ayade Industrialization Drive has received a boost as daily production begins at the Cross River Chicken Processing Factory. You also heard in the news that plans are ongoing to upgrade Industrial Arbitration Panel to a commission for speedy resolution of justice. That's all on the news. Thank you for watching.